So what is an FCE, a functional capacity evaluation? They're not as common as they were a few years back, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. I seem to see more FCEs. I don't see them as often lately. Will you get one in your workers' comp case? There's a good chance that you won't, but what purpose do they serve? So generally, they're focused on return to work issues. So it could be that your primary treating physician would order an FCE, or it could be that the QME would order one to help address what work restrictions and work ability you have after your injury, or generally once you've reached a permanent and stationary status. So a lot of the time what a doctor will do, PTP or a QME will say, well, you should avoid heavy lifting, you should avoid repetitive bending and stooping, and that way you'll prevent any future injuries. So the doctors will issue work restrictions. But that's not real specific. So if the employer is in a situation where they say, well, we need you to lift 35 pounds and you only do that maybe 4 times a day, and then maybe 30 times a day you're going to lift 15 pounds, they need something a little bit more detailed. So an FCE is a functional capacity evaluation, and it actually measures how much you can lift and how repetitively or how frequently you can do it. One of the ways they do it, they'll use like a bar, but they move where the weight is on the bar. So you can't really tell. It's not like picking up a 35-pound dumbbell and you can say, yeah, I can do that, but it's pretty heavy. And then you look at the 45-pound dumbbell and you say, no, it's too heavy. With the functional capacity evaluation, there will be a weight that moves on a sliding rack or a sliding arm. So you can't really tell exactly what it is. So you will lift up to a point that you say, once you start to have pain or you lose the ability to do it, and the person who's doing the evaluation can keep track of that. And it does bring a bit more honesty or objectivity to the study, because it's not relying on, can you do this? It's really relying on, yeah, when the weight was on 30 pounds, you were able to move that fairly well. Once we put it to 40 pounds, you were really struggling with that or complaining of pain. So that's a functional capacity evaluation. Do you need one to settle your workers' comp case? No, not really. It's more return to work issues. Is it something you're going to see fairly often? Not really. It's really more in the gray areas. You're trying to return to a job, they're not sure if you can, or you want to return temporarily to a job that might be different than what you were doing before. You're not quite sure if you can do it. The employer's not quite sure. They might do a functional capacity evaluation to determine how much you can really lift, whether you can go up and down stairs, how long you can sit, how long you can stand, that type of thing. That's an FCE. If you have questions on this video, drop a comment down below and we'd be happy to try to answer those for you.